No, like it says, it
Okay.
says right there. Oh, and it just did it.
Well, anyway, I
Hi.
I just did the big intro, and apparently we weren't live because we're rusty. Yeah, I'm rusty.
As effective.
I clicked it. I did the countdown. I did the whole 9 yards, and I even
And it
started
was good.
talking. And yeah. So if you guys can drop some messages in the chat, let us know you're in there. I'd appreciate that to make sure that we actually are live. But in the meantime, uh, thank you guys for coming in, joining in with us, and saying hi. Exploring with Fluffy. Hey, man, we got some locations for you. So as soon as you decide to come on down, we got some places to take you. So it's going to be
Hi,
fun.
Lisa. Hi, Neva.
um, but anyway, for those of you who watched the episode, that's kind of a new thing that we're going to be bringing to the table is making it sound, approaching things with a little bit of a different perspective. Um, like I said in that video, the situation with the doll was a real eye opener for us because before that, we've always known dolls to be vessels. We've always known them to inhabit a demon or inhabit a spirit, but we've never heard of a doll being transformed into something that amplifies the spirits around it, making it easier to interact with them. Um, and so that's why we introduced the doll back into it because we know a lot of people in the past were saying, burn that doll, throw it in the trash, throw it off a cliff, bury it, throw it in the dumpster, And, we did get rid of it for a little while, but then we ended up getting it back. And once we understood more and more about how it was working and how it was doing what it does, it made a lot more sense to us why everything was going all over the place. KJ Paranormal, how's it going?
Hey, sis.
Good to see you.
Miss you too.
Good to see you. Now, again, we are really rusty. We are really rusty, especially me, because I'm very challenged anyway.
I'm just a newbie.
And she's just a. Say that again?
I'm a newbie.
She's a newbie. Um. Oh my gosh, you guys are back? Yeah. Yes, we are. But like I said, we're back. We're going to be back at it. We're going to be working at it again. We're not going to.
Every time. Every time. That means we're back.
And
And
my
it's gone.
the monitor just shut off on us for a second. So, um, but no, I mean we're grateful all you guys um, are still with us. We're grateful that you guys hung in there with us, waited for us while we were going through our dark out. Um, Understood that we were dealing with some stuff and we were still figuring stuff out. And certain things you just have to figure out before you put it out there for the world to see. And that's the biggest part that we were thinking about is we didn't want to mislead you into thinking we had something figured out and then have it backfire and blow up. We didn't want somebody to watch a video and think, well, that's what I need to do then, and then go out and try to do the same thing and have it backfire on them. So we really just needed to take the time, figure it out ourselves, and make sure that we had the right understanding of what was taking place and why. Um, wow, you guys are amazing. Just seeing all the love coming in.
You
Just
guys are awesome.
thank you. And I do want to throw a shout out to Mike Exploring for earlier because he signed up for the members program again. And we do appreciate that. And we are going to start doing some more private lives just for the member section, things like that when we're out and about doing our thing. So, um, hi.
Emma. Hey, from the UK.
Um, like I said, I mean, it's one of those things where what happened with us really opened our eyes and really started to make us think. It really started to make us think of the standard norm that you see all paranormal groups do, which sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes you need to think outside the box, as we've all heard the term before, always think outside the box, but um, I think there's more to it than just what we've understood to date. And so I'm going to let Marianne explain a little bit about her viewpoint on the experiment we did in our episode and, kind of get her take on what she thought about the results. Now, before I give her the mic, though, I do want to point out to you guys, if you did watch to the end of that episode, the score was she got 9 answers out of 10 that responded. Danielle got 9 answers out of 10 that responded. And I got 9 answers out of 9 answers. I got a response. Marianne looked at me last night and said, well, what's the deal with the 9s? I told her, flip it upside down. Yeah. Something to think about. But anyway, I'm going to have Marianne talk a little bit about, her idea about the approach that we took and why she thinks it did or did not work. And then I want to hear from you guys in the chat as well. I want to know what you guys thought.
Hey guys, we are so glad to be back. I can't even tell you how excited. I cannot tell you how excited I am. So we're actually talking about going out again tonight to film. So we're that ready. But yeah, it was an interesting experiment. I thought that was really unique because we as human vessels are so programmed. We communicate through speech, right? That's how we communicate. And we're so used to that, we don't think really of any other method. We think of other tweaks to it, but in order to understand each other, it's by speech. But how do you measure thought, right? How do you really quantify that? So I thought that was a really good experiment to try. And initially, and I can't remember if it's on the video, but Josh asked me out there, how do you think it went? And I was like, well, I'm thinking 50-50-ish, because here I am focusing on my question. And when you're focused on your question, you're focused on writing it down. By the time you're done writing it, so you can pay attention, they've already answered you. So half the time, I didn't think it was even really working a whole lot. And see, I go by my senses. That's a lot quicker and a lot easier for me. But how do you explain that to somebody who doesn't hear it? They just think, well, it's all in your head or you made it up or whatever, because you can't share that with somebody. They have to experience it for themselves. So this was a really good way to kind of show everybody and ourselves how it could possibly work on the other side, as well as the speed of the transfer of thought and ideas. And I thought that was just fascinating. I was honestly very blown away that it turned out that successful. It was that's one thing I want to kind of hone in a little bit better and maybe try a couple tweaks to it, just to kind of see if we can kind of tighten that up a little bit more. But I thought that was great. What did you think?
I thought it was an amazing experience, different from what we've ever done before. So I was pretty pleased with it.
What did you think about your answers?
I'm really shocked, actually. Like she was saying, I was too focused on trying to write down and think of what I wanted to ask and everything, but replaying it and getting as many answers as we did it was just awesome. I loved it. I think I'm going to start using it more.
Yeah. The only downside I feel like is that because we're so used to that instant back and forth, it is more like an EVP sort of situation where you have to kind of stop and rewind and review, because it's easier to miss them instead of just the back and forth instant. But I think that could be something that we can implement in a lot of different ways, and I'm excited to keep working with it.
Okay, so I've also seen a couple questions here. Marianne, can you explain who Danielle is? And then exploring with Fluffy. Who's that with y'all? Don't mean to be rude, just haven't seen her around. If you go back and watch the episode that we just released, we did explain a lot of it. But do you want to explain who Danielle is?
I would love for Danielle to explain who she is.
So I've been friends for quite some time. I have my own team, Spirits Are Us. And so, yeah, we just started kind of getting together, and they asked me to come out with them one of these nights. And I, I really I really like being with these guys. I think our energy and everything really meshed well together.
For real.
But yeah, so I'm just a friend along for the ride right now.
Now, I do have something to add to that. So just to add to that, now Danielle actually knew us when we were running our paranormal team,
Yes.
Tipper Research.
Yes.
That's actually how we became friends. As we were on a joint investigation at a couple different places. I think we did the Fear Factory, we did Leslie's Family Tree Restaurant, and I think we did a couple other places as well.
Eureka.
Yeah, but you guys need to look her up on Facebook and Instagram. Spirits Are Us, kind of like Toys R Us,
But with spirits.
but with spirits, and they bring the toys. So just keep that in mind. Now we are going to try to get her on more of our episodes, but we're counting on you guys to help us because we need to show her. You guys want to see more of her by commenting on that video down in the comments. Spirits Are Us. If we see a lot of those Spirits Are Us showing up on the comment section of the video we just released, she has no choice, but she's stuck with us for a while. And we all know how that could turn out. Let's see. I did see somebody comment. Danielle, you fit right in.
Oh, thank you.
I absolutely do. Exploring with Fluffy said, followed you on Instagram. Can't wait for you to make a YouTube channel.
Yeah, see?
Mm-hmm. And you also can't wait to get back to Utah. Just let us know, man.
Yes.
We'll hook you up.
For real.
Let's see. Call when we're
we'll
free. Okay, what do you want me to call you? Bad joke. Sorry, man. We're rusty. I'm still getting back in the swing of things. So just be prepared. Things come out of my mouth before they go through my brain. So got her on Instagram. Very cool. But okay. So to talk a little bit more about the experiment, did you have something to say? Oh, I thought you were getting ready to say something. I interrupted you because I usually do. All right. Going back into the experiment though that we're talking about is I think all three of us can agree that there's been a time when we've been out on an investigation, we're trying to do an EVP session, or we're trying to do a spirit box session or necrophonic or whatever it is we're using, flashlights, where there are times where we're getting ready to ask a question or we're halfway through asking our question and it seems like the answer comes out before we're even done saying it. And that's part of the reason that really triggered me into saying, we got to do something different. We got to see if there's a little bit more proof that it's not listening to our mouth, it's listening to our minds and listening to what we're thinking of. Because like I said in that video, there are times where our mind is somewhere else. We might be worrying about how the dog is doing at home or how's the kids, or I really want to
the car.
Yeah, do I turn off the stove? Did I lose a finger? Things like that. I got them all. See, but there are times where I think that you're getting answers to some of the thoughts that's going through your mind and not necessarily what you're saying out. And also, I think I mentioned in the episode too, sometimes you have other investigators around you or other people around you. They may be going through a question in their mind that they want to ask next, and that answer comes through, but it doesn't make sense to anybody because that's not what I asked you.
Exactly.
So by doing that experiment, it kind of, to me, it brought a little bit more validation into, yes, it is picking up on our thoughts, not necessarily what we're verbalizing. Which is something to think about, because think of how many questions you've thought of that you've got an answer to before you actually got it out. Think about the people around you that had questions in their mind and it was answering them. And I mean, there's a lot more questions that could have been answered by investigators that they didn't even realize they were getting the answers to. So we're going to do that experiment some more. And if you see other people doing the experiment, just be aware that until now, I haven't seen anybody do that yet. But I know that it's going to open the minds of more people. More people are going to be thinking, I never thought of that. Maybe I should try that too. I would love to hear back from you guys if you see other people do it, what their results were, how it turned out for them, and if it was as consistent as it was for us. Um, that was just definitely a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's something else that happened on that episode that we didn't highlight, we didn't mention, we didn't really point out. I guess that's the same thing as highlight and mention. But anyway, the necklace.
Oh yes, that necklace.
The necklace. For anybody who follows us on Facebook or Instagram, anything like that, we posted a picture when we were in the Jeep. Yes, the Jeep is running.
Mm-hmm.
And she had her necklace on.
She meaning Danielle.
Danielle. She had her necklace on. Hey, Bigfoot Odyssey, good to see you. What happened once we got there and we kicked on the camera and started filming us, her necklace was not on her neck anymore.
Which I would feel it if it fell off. It's a pretty heavy necklace, so I'd been able to feel it, but I had no idea that I've even lost it.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good, I think you'd say it's fair, it's a pretty good trek from where we parked to where we actually set up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a pretty good distance to go.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, if you got it caught up on your bag or something, you would have thought you would have dropped it by the Jeep. How did it end up all the way over there? I mean,
just in the dirt.
Any feedback, Marianne?
Oh, no. I mean, I honestly didn't even catch it at the time because I didn't realize that when I snapped the picture she was wearing it, and so it never clued into me the whole time I was we were doing our intro and stuff that she hadn't had it on because I was in the front seat. So to have her find it, at first I just thought, oh, it dropped somehow because, but there's no way that it got all the way up there before we got there. Like, how does that happen?
Right.
How did,
because the picture was like at the gate when we first came in, when we
Yeah.
noticed that I didn't have the necklace on. And so, yeah, we had to hike all the way through the cemetery, set down our bags and stuff, and then there's my necklace laying in the dirt. It was kind of crazy.
that was very crazy. That's definitely an unexplained event that happened, and I don't know that we're ever going to find the answer, but there's a lot of interesting things that happen out there.
There was. I mean, that night was really interesting for all of us. I mean, we were seeing stuff, we were
Yes.
hearing stuff. Some of the things the camera did not capture because we were using our GoPros, and so the range on the microphones aren't, insane. But we were hearing screaming coming from the far end of the cemetery, and it was pretty loud. And when we walked back there, of course, we couldn't hear anything when we found the hat or the spine or whatever. But at the same time, there was one moment where I had to actually walk back to the Jeep to get something out of the Jeep, and they were both sitting back where we had all our equipment sitting, and I was hearing the screaming from the Jeep. I think I was grabbing a battery, if I remember right. I think I was grabbing a battery.
Yeah.
I was hearing screaming from the Jeep. Then when I started moving closer back to the gate, the screaming stopped. I looked off to my left, and I saw this big black mass, but it was dark out there, so I was thinking, oh, it's a tree or something like that, and I even shined my flashlight on it, and it was a fairly good sized bush. But I turned my flashlight off again, and it was closer. Yeah, it kind of got me a little spooked out because, I mean, when you're by yourself, it's easier to get spooked out than when you have somebody there with you, And it just seemed like it was getting closer. So, like a dummy, I was like, okay, well, come on, Walked back in the gate, and I started walking back towards where they were sitting. And I felt like something was following me, but every time I looked back, of course, there was nothing there. And then at a certain point, Marianne decides to shine her light at me and blind me.
Because that's what I do.
And so I'm trying to walk, make sure I'm not stepping on any bushes or anything, and have this creepy feeling that something's behind me. But, you know, I think we all heard things.
Oh yeah.
I think we all saw things.
Yes.
But nothing was solid. I mean, we didn't see a solid figure,
Mm-mm.
except for the man you thought you saw standing by the tree.
Oh yeah, that yeah. And then there was the one that kind of seemed to pop up. Oh, sorry.
I keep
So yeah, there was the man that was standing by the tree when me and Josh was first walking in, which I had no idea that she saw a man there the last time that they was there. So that was kind of
Mm-hmm.
weird. But then the other one was back by our stuff. It looked like there was just a head kind of popped up, looked at us, and then hid
Oh, I
back
forgot.
down, which you
I
said that
forgot
you was
that I saw
hearing.
that,
Yeah.
I forgot. That's right. Where were you? Where was he? Was he out getting his battery? Is that when?
No, I was
No, he
standing
was
there.
standing by us.
Okay, so I was doing. I think I was changing our GoPro batteries. I don't know. I was doing something in the dirt.
No, the time she's talking
No.
about is when we were walking back.
I know, but what I'm saying is that white fence,
Mm-hmm.
and where her
Oh,
necklace
that
was found.
one.
It was right where
Yeah, that was
I just-
another one. Yeah, I forgot about that.
that was right where your necklace was, though.
It was. Yeah.
I didn't even put that together because I
And
don't
you
I don't
kinda
know why I
jumped
didn't.
a little bit. You're like,
I
you look over and
just
you're like,
no, it was weird because okay, so there's that white fence right that you saw her sticking the motion sensors on, right? Well, I was crouched down changing the GoPro batteries out, and for for a split second, I don't know why I did this, but it's like I don't know if something caught my eye or what, but I looked up real quick, and right above the top of the posts there was a face. I totally forgot about that till just now.
yeah.
There was a face that was like right there, and I kind of jumped back. Oh, she's like, "What?" I'm like, "There was someone looking at me," and it was just a split second, and then it was gone. I just totally forgot. It was creepy. That's probably why I blocked it out.
We're definitely going to be going back there. We're definitely going to be doing more. We also have some other locations that we're planning on visiting. I forgot to mute my phone. One question that's on here is, can you tell them a little bit more about where you got your necklace from?
I went on a cruise to the Bahamas. So, yeah, a whole other country.
So, I mean, that's a sentimental item. And I believe I noticed that somebody said, I clicked on it earlier, they said spirits will take things just to show you that they're there. So that could have easily been the case with that.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, obviously your logic process, maybe it was hooked on her bag, maybe it was this, maybe it was that, maybe.
Yeah.
But it was rather interesting how it didn't fall off anywhere until.
So we got where we're leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I was noticing people was talking about, psychics and how people with psychic abilities and gifts like that, they're like, well, duh, not so rude, but that you guys know that they communicate through thoughts and not speech. But I think it's a little different for investigators who's trying to show you that. Look at the responses we're getting while we're doing this experiment. Let me show you how they're responding to us and let you hear it yourself. I think that's a little bit different for some people to acknowledge than I hear a voice in my head and it's telling me your birthday, your social security number, your bank number. I think some people need to hear the responses for themselves versus be told what the responses were.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with either of them, but I think that helps some people believe just a little bit more that, okay, maybe there is something more to this that I didn't recognize.
Just finding new ways to bring evidence. Just, just finding new ways to bring evidence to the paranormal that you don't really see done very often,
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, it's good to find new ways to try to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And believe me, I have a whole lot of experiments stored away up here. That's
He's very creative.
bleeding out sometimes in very weird ways. Hey, Matthew. Misty said I missed her question. No, if you want to ask it again, I'll try to answer or catch it for you. How's it going? Thank you. It's good to see you again. For anybody who hadn't caught it yet, we just did a premiere a little while ago of our first return video where we did did an amazing experience, in my opinion. I think they would agree that the results were rather good. If you don't know who this is, her name is Danielle with Spirits Are Us. She runs a paranormal team here in Utah, but she's willing to travel. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So if you guys want her and her team to come out and check out some of your stuff, message her on Facebook and Instagram. That's the best way to get a hold of her. Now, don't apologize. It is second nature to a lot of people. Marianne can hear responses and she can pick up on images and things like that. I get it. I just know that some people, myself included, especially back when I started, I needed a little bit more than somebody just telling me, well, I'm picking up on this and I'm hearing this response and I'm seeing that response, because I mean, some people are 100% spot on every time, and other people, they are a mile off. Maybe they're talking to a different spirit, just pretending to be like somebody that, I don't know. I don't know how all that works. But for me, that experiment said a lot, because I don't know if you guys noticed the way I edited aluminum. But the way I put it together is I'd put the question up while they were thinking about it, getting ready to write it down. And those are the times that a lot of the responses actually came through. Those are the times that it was like I was saying, oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know, and so again, it makes me think, if you're an investigator and you're not in the right frame of mind, maybe you're hurting, maybe your back hurts or your leg hurts or you're struggling physically some other way, and your mind is constantly like, man, just try to block it out, try to block it out, try to block it out. And then you're trying to ask a question like, is there anybody here? The response will come back, you can't. What do you mean I can't? I just asked if you were here. It's telling you can't block it out, you know. I think it opens up a whole new range of questions. And I think another reason why I wanted to do this experiment is because I say it in a dumb way, but in my brain, it makes total sense. So forgive me, because my speech is challenged. But I believe that us as humans are extremely slow compared to spirits. I think that a spirit that is not bound by, weight, mass, hunger, sleep deprivation, medication, um,
Physical
pain,
limitations.
yeah, all the physical limitations that we acquire, they're not limited by any of those things. And also, I honestly believe their concept of time is completely different than ours, which is why I believe a lot of spirits actually will communicate with you in your sleep. Because when you're dreaming, it can seem like you've been in this dream for 2 hours when actually it was just 30 seconds.
Right.
You know, so the thought process that we are too slow for them, and in order for them to hear our questions and respond to us, they have to slow down tremendously so they can communicate enough with us to give us enough of an answer. And I kind of find that as another question out there is, how do we gap that bridge a little bit more? How do we get the questions out and give them time to respond back to us, but in a way that we can actually pick up on what they're saying, and it's thoughts like that, but I do want to answer any of you guys' questions. I know I told Misty to ask her question again. Let me scroll up and see if she answered it. I don't see, I see where she said I missed her question. I think
there was one more down below, but I don't know what it said. Oh, nope.
Missy says, I think a lot of investigators are psychics. I would partially agree, but I'll let you answer that one first, and then I'll kind of give my 2 cents on top of that.
Honestly, I had never thought of that before. I don't know that I would go that far necessarily. I would probably go as far as to say that a lot of investigators want that connection, and maybe they're more in tune. But maybe they're not. Maybe maybe it's for different reasons. There's a lot of reasons people go and investigate. I think we tend to hear more about the experiences and all the, whatever, but I don't necessarily think that those are every time occurrences necessarily. I think we just hear about them more. That's just my opinion. I haven't done any research by any means, but I kind of hesitate to say that it's really one way or the other on that. But I do think people want to have the experience. I think people want to get answers to questions and feel a spiritual connection of sense. Or maybe practice whatever that means to them. So I don't know that I would say that everybody is necessarily, but what are your thoughts?
I completely agree with you. So
there you have it.
Well, I'll throw in my 2 cents, which is worth a penny. When I got into it, I didn't acknowledge, I didn't claim, and in a large way now, I still don't believe that there's psychic connections. I believe everybody has some sort of abilities. I believe everybody's abilities are different. I believe we understand some of those abilities, and I also believe that we don't understand some of those abilities to date.
Yeah.
Because we are still limited. We are still limited with how much our brain can process, how much intellect we have. I still think there's variables that we haven't even comprehended yet because we're just not ready to comprehend it. I think some investigators start off, and I don't know if you could agree or not, but some investigators just start off to see if there's anything to it.
Right.
They just start off to see, am I going to see a ghost, or am I going to see something enough to convince me, oh, okay, maybe there is more to this, or
I'm losing the word. I'm losing the word. Like they don't really believe in it. They don't really know
Like a skeptic.
if they. Yes, thank you. I lost that word, so I couldn't think of it.
a skeptic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So coming in, just so your arm doesn't get tired. I know. So having those thoughts of not really believing and everything, but coming into it and then getting all these experiences is really going to open up their minds to new things, and then we just keep growing from there. So
That's true. And one of the things I always say, and I always get this backwards, so it's kind of like the tank and the gas thing. Yeah, I didn't forget. You know, skeptics can become believers, but believers won't become skeptics. You can be a skeptical believer, so you don't necessarily believe everything that you're shown or everything you see or everything you experience. But to be a skeptic, it takes something pretty big to really convince you otherwise, to convince you that there's more. I mean, if you really break it down, think about how think about the concept behind Bigfoot, there's a lot of reported sightings. There's a lot of experiences that are shared by people. But as a scientific community, for one reason or another, they haven't come out and said 100% yes, Bigfoots definitely exist. Yes, they definitely, live around this area. Yes, you can go out and go to a zoo and see one. It's people know they're out there, but the government or the scientific community still struggles to acknowledge that it even exists. But so many people out there already know and already believe it exists. I think a lot of things fall in that category. Spirits, people with abilities, things like that. But going back to the topic of every paranormal investigator is a psychic. I don't believe that's necessarily true because I wasn't. I still don't believe I am. I mean, I believe that I can pick up on emotions sometimes, I guess is the best way to put it. But it doesn't mean that I could walk down the street and hear 50 people talking to me at the same time and know, okay, so that's a dead person, that's a dead person. I don't see dead people, you know.
That also means you don't have a mental disorder, so that's good too.
I should be medicated. I know some people. Well, so anyway, KJ Paranormal says, when I got messages, it is just kind of garble. I have to slow it down in my brain. I get flashes like movie clips.
Yes. You and I, sis, I swear, we are similar in that way. So I get that. I get the flashes and the movie clips. I get that.
And I think I found, where to go? Found Misty's question. Actually, author Marianne, guess what? Did you make peace with the doll? Does she still bother you? Has she told you her name? I think we covered that. The doll does not have a spirit attached to it. So to answer the first part of the question, did we make peace with the doll?
Not me. Not me.
She just don't like dolls. But there's nothing really to make peace with it. It's just a doll. It has whatever was done to it before we discovered it, changed the way the energy functions around it. I can't get into that whole explanation because by the time we heard it, my head was spinning around in a circle, and I'm just like, do you get it? Yeah, okay, good enough for me.
Very complicated.
But
the spirits at the cemetery that we went to, that was my question: is this doll evil? And every answer that came in was no, 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 no. So that's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
And so we learned how to use the off button in a sense. We learned how to shut the doll off when we don't want it to amplify everything going on around us. But bringing it out that night, I think really did help because I think it helped make it a little bit easier for them to pipe through their responses to us. So we haven't given the doll a name yet. If you guys want us to name the doll, we can come up with a name, or you guys can come up with a name and tell us what name you pick. Maybe we could go with something like Willow.
Oh.
Duluth Urbex, hey, good to see ya. Let's see.
Dolls are just creepy.
Some dolls are just creepy, especially when their eyes move. Ed and Jen Vlogs. We tell people all the time that we are not paranormal investigators. We're enthusiasts, but we've been using the spirit box for 20 years, so we're more spiritualist than anything.
That's a good
Very well put. Very well put. Yeah, it's one of those things. It really is. I mean, it's just how you perceive it. Because do we get paid to go out and do it? No. You know. We used to back in the day. We used to have tons of people contacting us, wanting us to come out and wanting us to help them with their problems. We did a lot of residential cases, and we found some that had spiritual ties to it, and we had some that had no spiritual ties to it. One was a cat.
Yeah.
A cat would go through in the middle of the night and open all the cupboard doors and cabinet doors. And they'd wake up the next morning and they'd walk out there with all the cabinet doors open, and they'd freak out thinking the ghost flung them open that night. We hooked up a camera, let it run through the night, and you could see the cat just kind of going in and out. It was the craziest thing.
Surprise! You have a cat.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that answers Misty's question. Let's see if I can catch some more. I believe that some people are more sensitive and are more aware of their senses and surroundings.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree.
You want to cover that a little bit more? Or?
I think that pretty much sums it up. It's like anything, you know. Some people are better singers than others. Some people are better artists. Some people are, you know, better truck drivers, whatever it is. We're all different for a reason. It doesn't make us any better or any worse than anyone else. But I think you're absolutely right, Diane. I think that some people are just built that way. They're just more sensitive to whatever made them that way. That's how they were made, constructed. So,
What do you think?
Again, I 100% agree with her.
So she's just going to agree with her. So we're just going to put a sign over it. Ditto.
We're all kind of got the same belief. That's why we. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at this. Like I said, I'm a beginner. But yeah, just the way that we mesh it and everything, it's like we're all on the same page and stuff. So yeah, a lot of the stuff that you guys say, I 100% agree. So.
And I think some people should not be in touch with their sensitive side. I think some people mentally are not capable of being in touch with that sensitive side because they take it too far. I don't know if you've ever met people like that, but some people, they take it too far, and it gets to become more of a sickness
yes.
than anything else. They can't perceive the difference between assumption and reality.
Right.
You
You can make yourself ill. In fact, I have witnessed probably 3 or 4 people close-handed that kind of ended up going off the deep end because they don't know how to balance. They don't know how to keep themselves spiritually and mentally safe and grounded. And geez, what do I do if this is kind of too big? How far do I take it? I mean, you can go down a rabbit hole and you could never come out the other side. I've seen that happen, and it's unfortunate. It's very sad. So I think he's right. I think there are some people who probably should take it very lightly, with not lightly, but just take it with a grain of salt. Don't be exploring. What am I trying to say in English? Don't don't actively seek it out. In other words, because it can be very scary. It can be very frightening on a mental level where you think you're literally going crazy. So if you don't have that good balance and don't know how to protect yourself, you can get lost. And that's it. So
I think having more and more support groups out there too, more and more people who understand enough of it to help somebody who's just getting used to it or understanding it. But the danger with that is you get some people who think they have it all figured out, but they end up putting you in a worse position than you were in initially. And so finding somebody who's been around for a while, KJ Paranormal is a perfect example of that. Serenity Moore is another person that I have the utmost respect for. No, finding people that have been around for a while who's established themselves, they are great mentors because they want to share the information, but they also know a lot of the do's and don'ts because they've already had those experiences firsthand, so they know how to protect themselves from it. But again, I think people like me, who's a little bit more closed off from it, it's good to have people like me around too, because when squirrel, yeah, that was a total squirrel.
I'm sorry, it was just stuck, and it was driving me crazy.
But in some situations where whatever is happening is getting too strong and getting too thick for the people in there that are feeling and picking up on everything, you need somebody that can go in there, block it out, grab everybody, and get them out to a safe area. That has happened before, where you need to pull them out of it and get them away from it so they can come back to normal. I mean, you shared a story with us just that you had just the other day where something happened. I don't know how much you want me to share, but something happened. You blacked.
Sure which story we're
You
going with, so.
you blacked
Tell
out,
me more.
and then you
Sorry.
she told me to tell her more. You said that you blacked out, and then when you came to, you were on the other end of the place.
Yes.
Would you mind sharing some of that?
So this was just the other night when I was at Fort Douglas. I'm still trying to kind of wrap my brain around it, but I just got this really sharp pain into my rib. And then I started getting all this anxiety. And then after that, I don't even know what happened. I just remember kind of coming to, and I was sitting on a chair across the room. People was saying that they was waving their hand in front of my face and my eyes were glazed over. And I was just like zombie mode. So, yeah,
That's creepy.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's scary.
and Marianne's had moments like that before too. And so, I mean, I acknowledge that would be scary. Fortunately, I've never personally had that experience. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
I better find a board by the time I'm done here. Scroll a little bit. Author says Willow came from the spirit box many times. We should call her Willow. If you guys think the doll should be called Willow,
I like that name.
mention Willow a couple of times more, and we will call her Willow. Let's see. I know I saw a few more talking about cats. Copy and paste. Unknown Ventures. What is the most sketchy and scariest place you've ever investigated? Let's start with you. She just told.
My, my very top place that one day I will be going back to was Waverly Hills in Kentucky. That is a place like, I mean, I don't get scared very often doing what we do, but that was a place that I could not be alone at. It was the most intense place. So that is my top. Who's next?
Y'all have heard ours.
Yeah, you guys have heard ours, but if you want us to tell you one, we'll tell you one. But all I could say is watch the Ouija in the tunnel.
Yeah.
That still messes me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Thank you, CD Squatcher,
Oh yes.
for
thank
becoming a new
you.
member. Again, we're going to
Miss
get back.
you. Sorry, miss you.
We're going to be getting back into this. We are going to start doing more live streams and stuff for members only. We appreciate everybody that stayed a member. We appreciate everybody who wanted to stay a member, even though life took over. We get it. But yeah, we appreciate the support that you guys are giving in. I think that's the second member who's joined today, because I think Mike's Adventure
Yes.
signed up as a member earlier as well. So thank you for
Thank you
that.
so much.
And I think somebody else will send in a super chat. Maybe.
Wait, did Mike's Adventure sent the super chat.
No, I thought
Right?
he did. No, he became a member. Maybe he did
I
super
don't know.
chat.
I don't remember.
Either way, thanks, Mike's
Thank
Adventure.
you,
Another question here, Marianne. Did Josh let you know I reached out? Oh, yeah. Yes, I did. That's a question for off air. Welcome to new member. Absolutely. Let's see. I saw Diane Fowler said, I think that you should not be obsessed with trying to get into the paranormal realm or try to rouse things up. Sometimes it's best just to let it be.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it is, and you have to go with your gut feeling. Don't force things. There's a reason, you know. You get to a point where you just know it's time to go. Then you just say, okay, it's time to go, even if you didn't do this or that or the other. Sometimes when you get that gut feeling, you say, okay, we're packing. That's it, done.
Even
Sorry. A lot of times we ask them, like, you know, do you want us here or do you want us to leave? If they say go or leave or whatever, then we're like, all right, well, that's not you. You know?
Yeah.
sorry, we're laughing because Scout's over there making weird noises. Still recovering. But I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where there's a lot of aspects of spirits and ghosts and demons and I believe there's a lot of aspect in that we are just not intelligent enough to understand. I mean, I'm not saying that we are all stupid, people, but there are stupid people out there. But I think there's certain aspects of it that we're just not meant to know yet, if at all, at least until it's our turn to cross over to the other side. I mean, I've said it before in the past. I think that if understanding that spirits were the norm and that they're everywhere and that everybody turns into a spirit and everything's happy, happy, joy, joy, you're going to have more people with the impression like, well, I'm just going to expedite. I'm just going to jump off the cliffs because I want to float around. That sounds like it's fun, you know. And, you know, I think that we just need to just be able to respect that, you know, there is something more that we than what we understand. They will share with us what they want to share with us, and they will not share with us what they do not want to share. I mean, it's pretty much that simple. But just understanding ways for it's easier to communicate with us what they do want to share, and we can actually hear at the moment and respond at the moment. I think that that's more valuable than catching an EVP, taking it home, reviewing it 2 days later, and then all of a sudden realizing you got a response. Well, the moment's passed. You can't go back and now respond to that response. Um, so if there's ways that we can to fine tune that so the communication is a little bit easier, that's good. But I think we still got some growing to do as human beings. I think intellectually we have some growing to do as well. So
In a lot of ways, I think society's going backwards on this. So
CD Squatcher, I met Justin Marie in Brown Springs.
yes, that was so much fun. We want to go back.
We want to go back.
We want to go back. Yes.
We're going to go chasing more Bigfoots. But
Yes.
we need people and places. So if anybody knows of people and places that want to invite us along, we'll go chase Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Awesome.
Way awesome.
Let's see. Ronnie says that's why I watch others investigate. I have an addictive personality, so I leave it alone. Bad things happen when I get scared. So did we. We go dark for 6 months. Boogity boo. Let's see. No way I would ever go to Waverly Hills. No, no, no.
Oh, it's amazing. So amazing.
We're hoping to go there this year with this one. So.
Another question. What is the most haunted nursing home you've been to? I'll let you cover this one.
Geez, I don't know. We were with some guy named Robbie from Unknown Ventures, and yeah, that was sketch. Getting chased out the window and everything. Yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah, but that was by the living, not the dead.
Yeah, that was by the living.
Yes, Unknown Ventures. Yes, that was definitely one night that we'll always remember. Because I had one of those big. It was an old nursing home, so there's a lot of different wings, and
it went on forever. It did not look like it went on that long. It went on forever.
See, the nice thing is when she interrupts me, I'm in control of the mic, so I can just either let her talk
or just shut her up,
or not let her talk. That's why we got one mic now. But no, I mean that was one where one of those big heavy doors slammed shut on me.
Yeah.
And both me and Robbie saw a white light floating across one of the rooms.
Right. That's right.
And we saw it with our own eyes, so it wasn't lens flare or a bug or infrared. We saw it with our own eyes.
Yeah, there was a lot of really creepy things in there and ritualistic things. And of course, that last room. Of course, the last room. It's always the last room.
She's talking, but she didn't even have the mic.
It's okay. I'm talking anyway. The last room. It's always the last room, right? That has somebody freaking living in it, looking like that we were gonna die. Because the door right there was no exit. It was blocked. So we would have had to like figure out how to weasel our way out the corridors. It was scary.
Yeah. And then the fun part
I'm
after
sweating. I'm sorry. I'm done now.
Then the fun part after that was we hopped in the car and we still ended up driving for another 4 or 5 hours before we finally pulled over anywhere to go to sleep. We were exhausted. So
worth it.
We definitely wanted to get back on this road trip. We wanted to go back, do it again, and finish it out.
Yes.
It is going to require a bit more planning because we had to find ways to make money with corporate America. So we can pay for gas, which is most of paycheck.
Which doubled since last time.
So yeah, gas alone is going to be tough. But and we also have our wedding to prepare for, so we're working on that.
Yep.
If you guys haven't seen that, I think it was on our family vlog channel
I think so.
where I proposed to you on the live stream.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
I was all teary eyed and stuttering. So that was definitely
That was awesome.
Ronnie says we got nearly 10,000 views on our Bigfoot video. Well, it's all the more reason for more Bigfooters to call us up and say, hey, we want you to come out and we want you to film it. Because she's running away and she just turned off the monitor with 1 foot. I don't know how she did that. But yeah, we definitely want to get on the road and do it again. We are talking about a couple shorter trips coming up here soon, and we're trying to drag somebody along with us. The monitor keeps turning off. We're trying to drag somebody along with us, and I think she's already.
I'll so be there.
She'll be there. So I think a few of that's going to happen. Diane Fowler wants to know the name of that nursing home video. Do you remember the name of that video where we went to the nursing home with?
The name of the video?
Yeah.
I remember the thumbnail. Hang on, let me think here.
Well, Walsh is thinking. Thank you,
I know
Neva.
there's nursing home in the name, so if you search nursing home in the name, that should pop up because I think it's the only one we've posted.
It says, oh wow, I wanted to see the proposal. I'll have to watch that. Congrats. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm already wearing my ring because, I just didn't want to wait. So I got a ring, but it's not the ring I'll wear for the rest of my life. So
Ditto.
just putting that out there. And Neva looks like she shared the link to the video where I proposed.
Awesome.
Unknown Ventures. Does Danielle have a channel on YouTube? No, she does not, but
Maybe soon. We're kind of thinking on it right now.
you notice how she looked at me, right? I need a guy who can edit. But no, we're bugging her to start her own channel so she can have her team. That's part of the reason why we invited her out with us, so she could see what it's like to go out and film it, and then see what it's like after we put the edits together, see how we do a premiere, see how we do a live stream. You guys better be showing her love. So again, I want to see you guys say Spirits Are Us down in the comment section on the other video. Hell, put it on this video too. Let her know you want to see more of her in our videos with us and us in her videos when she starts making them. So there you have it. Gene Darby, hey guys, love the episode. So glad you're back.
Thank you.
Say it again.
Thank you.
It's kind of like the car. Meow. All right, let's see. If a spirit did something terrible when they lived, i.e. brutal murders, it makes me wonder if you ask the spirit, why did you do the things they did, it may cause them to be more aggressive. Thoughts?
I'm passing you first.
You first.
Then I can ditto hers.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, just like any human, we all interact in different ways. Our emotions might get to us different ways, So, I mean, yeah, I definitely think it's a possibility. I don't have as good as answer as these guys. I'm still shy, so.
And I just totally scrolled by the comments, so I didn't even hear what she said. I'm so terrible, you guys. Can you repeat that?
No, you get your own answer.
I think I'm done. I'm sorry. I think my brain just. I'm fired. I'm sorry. I totally scrolled already.
I will play along with Danielle.
I got stuck.
Understanding how a spirit operates is the biggest question. Do you think that it would cause them to be more aggressive? I think they're going to be more aggressive anyway. I don't think they're going to care what you ask them. If they're going to be aggressive, they're going to let you know the minute you walk in the door, you screwed up. Time to leave. Now, some people that are notorious for committing murders and stuff, they're doing it for attention. So they are like, yeah, finally, let me tell you all about my work. Let me tell you all about what I did and how I did it and why I did it. I think the personality behind the person that committed the act is really going to determine whether or not it's going to create more aggression, or if it's going to have them open up and say, yeah, let me brag. Because we know people who like to brag about stuff they do.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Amber Heard. Sorry, I had something caught in my throat. Let's see, the giggle box is turned on. Let's see. Ronnie found the name Abandoned Nursing Home. Haunted Abandoned Nursing Home.
Thank you. Thank you. It was 2 parts. That's right.
2-part deal. No, wish you guys were making it North Carolina next month. Sorry. We were trying to put something together to make that happen. And unfortunately, plans kind of fell through. And so did UrbexCon. And so we're still, like I said, we're still wanting to hit the road and get out there and finish the rest of that road trip. But financially, we're praying for a miracle to help us cover that. Because gas alone, I mean, going to Oklahoma and back, I think that cost us like $600 in gas. We don't have that kind of money. YouTube doesn't pay that well, So
Not yet, but we're working on it.
But we really do want to travel, and Danielle has even said that she's down to go with us. She wants to go on the road with us. We were talking about different tents and pulling over in different areas and just pitching a tent, crashing for the night, and heading out again the next day. Me and
Good weather now.
Yeah.
It's better weather now than when we were trying it in the fall. That was really cold.
Yeah, the Jeep isn't broken anymore either, because I fixed it.
I got a cheap car. Just
Yeah.
saying. I got a cheap car.
Cheap cars
That could help.
don't go that far though. We gotta
Cheap and gas.
Cheap and gas.
Cheap and gas.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we really do. We really want to figure out ways so we could afford to go out, finish the rest of the road
Yeah.
trip, meet everybody we promised to meet that we
Yes.
hadn't been able to yet. We still have stuff to auction off that we hung on to from before before we went dark. I mean, we still have a box full of different stuff.
Yep.
That, waiting to put out there. And I know back then everybody wanted us to do another auction, but now I don't know if that would just be kind of weird. I mean, I don't know if you guys would want us to do another auction. Comment below. If you want us to do an auction, you're willing to hop on it, awesome. We'll put another auction together. Maybe we'll throw out some Spirits R Us swag as well.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Let's see. Missing those squirrels. Oh, trust me,
We still got them.
they're running wild. We still got 'em.
We still got the squirrels.
They're everywhere. If a spirit was nasty in life, they'll be nasty in death. That's the reason why they're being nasty, though. I think for me, that's where the difference is. If they're being nasty for popularity versus they're being nasty for spite, revenge,
Again, I feel like that could be depending on the spirit. We helped with a home before where there were some issues and the person wasn't very good in life. But in the end, it kind of came down to seeming like he just wanted to apologize and get forgiveness to be able to move on, So I do see that being like depending on the spirit.
Yeah,
Situational thing. But I think overall, as a generality, I think KJ's right. I think as a general rule, who you are is who you are. People do have their comeuppance or whatever. People do have that aha moment where they say, "Oh, dang, I screwed up," or whatever they turn the leaf, however you want to call it. But I think overall, I think I believe what she's saying is, you are who you are, and you're nasty here, you're gonna be nasty there. It's not like it's gonna change you somehow. Your path is what you choose.
Now, let me throw a twist on this that just hit my brain, okay? Now, we know people who are just nasty and who should be hit by a bus, but
Yes, we do.
but we also know people that have certain mental disorders that create them to have lack of empathy. They have a mental disorder that creates a lack of knowing the difference between right and wrong. I mean, that's a neurological problem that they have. So, since it's a neurological problem, do you think that that is permanently embedded on their spirit, or do you think that once they pass away, their spirit lets go of that neurological issue and is actually different than how they were alive?
I don't believe. Well, so when we're let me try that.
That's all, folks.
Let me try that all over again. Oh my gosh. I had coffee this morning, and that's what's happening here. This is the aftermath. Okay. When we don't have our physical limitations anymore, whether that's a brain problem or whether that's a whatever physical boundary, I think that's the situation where you can have spirits that do have this bigger understanding of, whoa, that was my bodily experience, this is my spiritual experience, and now
something just happened.
What?
When you stopped and went, whoa, I thought you just saw something.
Whoa.
Are we all dying down
I think
here?
we're dying here. I think the plane is going down.
Aren't you glad we're back?
We are crashing in a big way. Anyway, I think you get what I'm saying. I think that after your okay, yeah, I'm done. Anyway, that's it.
I'll take the mic back from her. I did see a question from somebody up above. They asked if we were already married. No, we're not married. We still got a little bit of time. We're have a date set, but we're just trying to make sure we could lock things in. So we're just kind of.
I'm not married either. Sorry.
This could have just became a dating show. So if you're interested to go out with Danielle, call us at 555 5555. Well, there you go, guys. Now you know. Okay, Jay, I'm glad I don't have a car. Let's see. I just clicked on somebody. Let's see. I think like the pain, etc., mental issues leave. I think she's referring to the pain that it causes from dealing with the mental issues.
Mental issues.
I may have missed the first part of whatever she was saying here. Well, she said yay fluffy, so I don't think
Yes.
I meant.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Yes. Yeah. I mean, yes, the physical boundaries. So the physical pain, the emotional pain, the mental issues, mental illnesses. That's tied to our body, not our soul. And I agree. I think that they're no longer there because you don't have the flawed vessel, and that's what I was getting at. Yeah. Thank you, because I needed English. Thank you.
I'm the flawed vessel.
On that, so my mind kind of goes to what's that movie with Robin Williams?
Rain Man? No.
No.
Robin Williams? Who am I thinking? What's the other guy's name?
Oh
I'm
my
done,
gosh.
you guys.
I can't think of the show, but
Not even the
so that's gonna drive me nuts until I think of the show.
What's
But
about?
so in the show, his wife had really bad depression because she lost her husband and everything, and her life came to an end. And with that, she didn't make it to heaven, but she was in her own hell. And so with having that depression, it kind of stuck with her, and that's where she was living. So I kind of go with that. Like, I feel like that you can still have that sadness and that hurt and all that. It's like spirits that's left here on earth that we communicate with. Like, a lot of them, they seem sometimes sad and mad and stuff. So I feel like that they still can keep that
Hold on.
pain
to
and
the
hurt.
emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I think they could hold on to a lot of the emotions, but I think some can also let go of the emotions after time too.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of how long it takes for them to let go of those emotions to move forward. Purgatory is a perfect example. I think I do know what movie you're talking about. I just cannot remember the name of it. If you guys do, comment down below because it's going to drive her nuts. Let's see. Any more questions? I'd like to think physical and mental limitations don't carry over. I would like to agree too, because if I have a bad back now and I'm a spirit, I don't have flesh. And so if I still have a bad back as a spirit, there's something weird going on.
Yeah.
I'd like to avoid that. Thank you. We're happy to be back. Let's see. We don't have our diseases anymore, so why would we have our mental issues? Unless this, yeah. I mean, that opens up a whole new category of conversation. It really does. That I'd love to get into sometime. KJ Paranormal, find me one too, Josh.
Nicole says tip a Tinder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So instead of swipe left and swipe right, we'll just let the spirit box choose for you. How about that? If you say number 1 is the correct person for her, say yes. Sorry, you're out. That would be funny. Yeah. Paranormal dating. Let's see. Yes, Mary Ann. Let's see. Character and attitude doesn't change. Now, I could agree with that to a degree. And what I mean by to a degree is because my attitude, first thing in the morning before I have a cup of coffee, is a lot different than my attitude after I've had that cup of coffee.
Yes, this is true.
Her attitude before she has a coffee bean and her attitude after she has a coffee bean is completely different.
Yes, this is true.
So, I mean, even your attitude at a particular moment can change. But I think the overall personality, if that's what you're meaning, the overall personality, I think that could remain the same. Because I'm a very calm person. I'm very laid back, pretty passive with a lot of things. I just let things go that might be difficult for other people to let go.
Yeah, he teaches me a lot about that.
I don't even meditate because I'm just constantly in a meditative state. My brain is somewhere else. I did do that. I did do that one time in the missile silo. I kept walking around going,
Yes.
just having it reverberate. That was fun. It was a Robin Williams movie. Yeah, we're just trying to remember the name of it. Let's see. I can't wait to see everybody at YouTube Family Reunion. Wish we were going. But I hope you have fun because I believe she won an award for something. I can't remember
that's
what
right.
it was.
Yeah, I think so.
believe
Yes. Congratulations.
we weren't even nominated. But let's see. The movie was What Dreams May Come.
Yeah, that's it.
I haven't seen you.
So yes, the giggle box turns on with coffee.
Yes.
A husband, yes. We will ask the spirit box to locate you a husband. Can't guarantee it's going to be a good one, but I'm sure he'll find one.
There's people out there that marry ghosts. So you might get hooked up with a ghost instead of a person.
Yeah, they might throw your clothes all over the floor, but you don't get it. No, never mind. Movies with names. I was nominated. Oh, I could have swore you won too. Well, congratulations for being nominated.
Yeah.
Still better than us.
One step ahead.
You're one step ahead of us.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm the same with coffee. I growl or
He
grunt.
grunts.
I grunt.
Yeah, he
If
grunts. It's funny.
if somebody comes up to me and tries to say anything to me before I've had my first cup, they get a grunt.
And you're lucky if you get the grunt. Sometimes it's just like nothing. But
And it's also how I wake up. Let me explain to you how I woke up this morning. Okay? It's messed up. So I've been sleeping in the studio because Scout had the little snip and he's in
he can't
recovery.
be trusted. He cannot be trusted.
He can't be trusted. And with the cone of shame on, he can't fit in his kennel because it's like he tries to turn around and it's like he's trying to tear the house apart. So I'll sleep out here and he'll sleep on the floor next to me. And what he'll do in the morning is he'll wake up and every time. And so he'll wake up, he'll come up to me. And I don't know where he learned this trick from, but he'll nose punch me. So he'll come up and he'll just punch me with his nose. And then he'll sit there. He won't whine. He won't whimper. He won't bark. He won't do nothing. But he'll sit there and just stare at me. This morning, he sat there and he stared at me for a half hour solid without moving. Because I'd wake up and kind of glance over and he'd be staring at me and I'd roll over. And I think I'd hear something. I'll look back over my shoulder and isn't. So for a half hour, I had this dog just staring at me. Maybe he was trying to use his mental abilities to get me.
Get up! Get up!
But even I grunted at him. Teach that dog. But yeah, let's see. Now they'll just play with the sheets. Yep, getting married to a ghost. If I don't get my AM coffee, I get cranky and I get a headache. I don't know if I necessarily get cranky. I just don't want to talk to nobody. Sometimes I don't want to talk to nobody after I have my coffee. But let's see.
We all have those days anyway.
Mm-hmm. My son knows, don't ask before mom's coffee. See? Yeah. See. Knowing my luck, I'd get a hoarder ghost. If I don't have my AM coffee, I'm great. Yeah. Did I see that one twice?
Yeah.
I thought that was up there.
Yeah,
somewhere.
right there.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm losing my brain pan. So anyway, I don't know if StreamYard shows super chat, super stickers, but if you guys did send some, I'm sorry I didn't thank you for them. I do want to thank you again, wholeheartedly, that you guys stuck through this with us, even though we went dark. We know we left a lot of you guys in the dark, wondering what the heck happened to them. I know some of you were really worried about us, and some people would reach out to us on Facebook. Some people reached out to us on Instagram. Some people reached out to us on email. But we had a lot of figuring out to do. We had a lot of understanding to do and processing, trying to figure out what the heck was going on and why it was going on. And we can't tell you how grateful we are that you guys are here now. You guys are back. You guys are excited to see us back. It's truly humbling to know that you guys didn't forget about us, because we were a little worried. We were a little worried that some of you guys would just have already moved on and, didn't care. And you guys really put us in a spot where we understand that you guys were still there for us and you guys still love us and you guys still wanted us to be here. So, Gene Darby, will you ever share your story? We could share. We'll share pieces of it, but there's some really private aspects that we probably won't share just because just because we can't.
There are a couple of things that were posted on Instagram along the way. So if you're following Instagram, there were a couple of things that were shared there. But as far as like a big explanation, I don't know how far we would actually want to go back and delve into that since we're here now, you know. But we'll see what we can.
Yeah, just give us time, and us, just like the spirits, we'll be willing to share some information, just not all of it. And so I guess we're taking after the spirits. You know, they'll tell us what they want to tell us. They won't tell us what they don't want to tell us. So let's see, Misty Bowers. I have 14-month membership, so I guess I'm not going anywhere.
Yay! Thank you.
We love you bunches. No, we love you bunches. Let's see. I didn't forget you. I have a great time with you, and was worried about what was happening to you spiritually.
Thank you. Thank you. We missed all of you guys. We really did. So we're glad to be coming back.
And KJ says, love you guys too much. Nice to meet you, Danielle.
Thank you.
Don't forget, in the comment section of the video, type spirits are us, because I want that to blow up, and I want her to see, holy crap, they really do want to see me back on here. Diane Fowler says, I always enjoyed watching the both of you and going on your adventures out in the field, like the tunnel was a lot of fun.
And scary.
Well, depending on which tunnel you're talking about, one of them scared the hell out of us.
Yeah.
Which we need to go back to the train tunnel. That's a place I've gone to a lot, but I've never thought to investigate it. So I definitely want to experience that little adventure.
Well, there you have it. We got another location where we have to go back to, even though we don't really want to, but we will. Thank you, Gene Darby, for dropping Spirits R Us. We're glad to be back to Neva. We're glad that you guys are here with us. Missy said I kept in touch. I would have been crazy with worry. Nice to meet you, Danielle. Well, you're going to be seeing more. Just make sure you catch that episode if you didn't catch it already that we released earlier today. Spirits are us. Gene Darby really likes Spirits are us. KJ Paranormal. I've been going through stuff myself, not sharing public. Some things you just can't.
You don't need to share everything. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's all right.
We all have private things in our life that we don't want the whole world to know. So we definitely get it. Duluth Urbex, Spirits are us. But we're going to probably wrap this up. I've been rambling on for an hour and a half, just about. I'm sure you guys are sick and tired of hearing about it. And we're possibly contemplating going out and doing some more filming here tonight or next couple of days. Yeah, take Danielle back to the train tunnel. She said she wants to go. She knows the place apparently, just for other reasons, not what we went through. But again, we love you guys. We appreciate you. If you haven't watched the video we just released a couple hours ago, please go back and watch it. Comment, heart, like, subscribe. You know the technique. Bigfoot Michigan Rob, how's it going, man? Just in time for us to do our log out. Missy says, "Man, I love your hair.
Thank you.
Beautiful." We were talking about, because I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but Danielle has like bluish color on hers. We were talking about doing a purplish color on hers.
Yeah, you should.
I have a kind of a dark, purpley brown color that I've been wanting to try, but haven't actually done it yet. So
do it. It's so much fun to play with.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just shave my head so I don't have to worry about coloring my hair.
No.
Chirp chirp. Chirp chirp. But again, thank you. I appreciate you. We are going to be putting out more videos. We are going to be doing more filming, and stay in touch with us. We primarily hang out on Facebook, Instagram. I don't know.
I keep forgetting we have Twitter. I pop in there now every now and again, but Instagram is usually the go-to for me right now, and Facebook. So just know if you message us on Twitter or tag us in anything, it might be a minute because I just keep forgetting we have it. I'm just not that good at Twitter. So
We also still have our email if you want to ever shoot us an email at tipatvofficial@gmail. So Arthur says yes, turn it purple.
I love purple. Purple's a good color.
And so if you guys want to reach out to us, we're happy to stay in touch with you. We are going to be going out doing some more filming. And like I said, we're just trying to figure out ways to where we can save up enough money to hit the road again, finish out that road trip, do another road trip, or
Yes.
to get out there. And I don't know if Lisa Anderson is still in here or not, but if you are, we will try to reach out to you per your request and have a little chitty chat. So again, love you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
We'll see you soon. Bye.